Good afternoon again, or evening, whatever it is. One of them. Today is still Friday, September 13th, 2024. I'm back with another episode. Thank y'all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And I told y'all about all the lies. See, when y'all watch the debate, right, y'all saw the fact checkers only fact check Trump. And I heard her supporters talking like, well, that's because he was the only one lying. She was telling the truth. They didn't have to fact check her, which was a lie. She was lying her ass off. But they only had to fact check Trump because Kamala Harris was telling the truth, according to her supporters. You know that's bias. You know how that go. An independent sitting right here in the middle looking at delusional Democrats and delusional Republicans. And we looking like, we looking at both of y'all like that. Being an independent is where it's at, I promise you. Don't be loyal to the Republican Party. A lot of them are idiots. Don't be loyal to the Democrat Party. A lot of them are idiots. Join us in the middle in freedom, free thinking, freedom of choice. We don't have to follow along with our clique, with our crew, with our gang, red or blue, Crips, blood. We ain't got to do that. We ain't affiliated with nobody. We was best for us, being independent. Join the independents, not a party. That's a real American. If you're a Republican, you're not American. You're a Republican. That's just my view now. It's just a big warning. A real American is an independent free thinker. The original Americans, our forefathers, were independent thinkers. They didn't want to be a part of all that. When this country was first started, it wasn't no two parties. When it became a two-party system, even though the Democrats was the racists, the Democrats was the ones that were for slavery, this and that, it was only one party. All of them was one party. And they all agreed until later on. I done did a video on that history or what have you. But anyway, let me get to this right here that I told y'all I was going to do about all the lying and proof that Miss Kamala Harris was lying. Now I'm reacting to the Officer Tatum's video. Hopefully he'll, I contacted him to see if I can react to it. I don't know. He's real big. He got like 2-3 million subscribers. Y'all, you heard of him. You might have. I don't know. But he's real big, and so I know he get a lot of haters. Because he's a black, conservative, Trump supporter and then he got 3 million subscribers. He gets hundreds of thousands of views. So I know his hate. I know they hating me with 60,000. I can imagine what he's going through, but he probably don't. Somebody told me this, just with where I am. They emailed me and said, Big Ward, stop responding to the haters, to the people that don't like you, to the people that are beneath you. You too big to respond to them. And then I thought about Officer Tatum. All the haters I know he get. And I'm thinking, he too big to respond to them. I'm taking that same mindset now. I'm too big to be responding to your hate. You know what I mean? Going back and forth with you and mentioning you on here and talking about you hate me. No more talk about haters. Unless I'm schooling y'all on something how to deal with a hater. But as far as my haters, I'm too big to respond to y'all. Y'all beneath me. I can't respond to that. Y'all are like a gnat on the elephant's ass. I'm the elephant's ass. But anyway, check this out.
It's so hard to watch when you are very clear on the fact that Kamala started it gaslighting Americans. It's really sad that Americans, I see my friends on TikTok on Facebook who are like, oh my God, she's cooking him. Oh my God, she's like doing amazing. She's lying in her amazingness. And let me tell you, you guys are stupid enough to believe her. All you gotta do is a little bit of fact checking, but no, that's not what you're gonna do. You're gonna automatically call him a lie because the media and them have helped you believe that he was a lie. You ain't gonna fact check it. You want to go look. You're not go look. You are literally just gonna automatically believe him. But are you noticing that all she keeps leaning on is this is why I'm going to be better because I don't incite the things that he do.
Ladies and gentlemen, I had to do this. You watched the debate like I did. There's a ton of things that I was frustrated about. One being the lack of preparation from Trump. Although, watch it the next day, I think he did better than I felt like he did the day of. But Kamala Harris lied so many times, and the moderators covered for her so many times that I could not stand it. Shout out to my boy Nick. We put this video together for you guys. Every single lie that was told, either by the moderator, either by Kamala, or a truth that was told by Donald Trump that they completely fluffed and lied about. Everything from J6 to gun buyback to fracking. I got it all in here. I had to make this video. Share this with everybody because they lied and they were disingenuous during that debate. What's going on, y'all? I want to tell you guys about it on display. At the debate, they talked about gun buyback. I got every lie on here. You can see it at the top of the screen. Gun buyback, I'm going to let it roll. Roll the thing.
Tim Walz and I are both gun owners. We're not taking anybody's guns away, so stop with the continuous lying about this stuff.
Okay. The moderator didn't fact check her. So we did.
I do believe that we need to do buybacks. I support buybacks.
How mandatory is your gun buyback program?
It's mandatory. We want to ban assault weapons. We need an assault weapons ban. We need reasonable gun safety laws in this country, starting with universal background checks and a renewal of the assault weapon ban. I'm also in favor of the assault weapons ban, of universal background checks, red flag laws. Congress needs to have the courage to act and renew the assault weapons ban. So it's clear that we must renew the assault weapons ban. Let's have an assault weapons ban. We need an assault weapons ban. Demanding, as we all do, red flag laws, universal background checks, and a renewal of the assault weapons ban. We're saying we need reasonable gun safety laws, including universal background checks, and to your point, Chris, a renewal of the assault weapons ban. It's just the right thing to do, but we still need an assault weapons ban. And yeah, I am radical. I do believe that we need to get radical about what we are doing and take it seriously. My decisions is my values have not changed. Let's remember Charlottesville, where there was a mob of people carrying.
All right. Lie number one. She said she ain't taking nobody's guns. But what do you call mandatory? Mandatory, when they're doing a mandatory evacuation for a hurricane, that means you don't have a choice. You got to go. That means you have to go. Mandatory is not optional. Mandatory at your job. We have mandatory safety meetings for all drivers. That means we have to show up. We don't have a choice in the matter. It's mandatory. You got to do it. So, first thing you want to do is ban assault rifles. There is a need for an assault rifle. It ain't just for home defense, it's for country defense. What if we're invaded? What if a war breaks out? People ain't, those lunatics that's shooting up schools, they don't need assault rifles to do that. If they want to shoot up a school, they can do it with a 30-06, a shotgun, you name it. It ain't got to be just an AR. The problem with the school shooting is mental illness, not assault rifles. The assault rifles serve a purpose for us to defend ourselves against tyrannical governments, whether it be foreign governments or our own. We're allowed to have the best firepower available, other than like cannons and, tanks and stuff. But now that's unreasonable, a tank. But just a rifle with a 30-round clip, that's not a nuclear bomb. That's not dynamite. It's still just a rifle. But anyway, She said she's going to do mandatory buybacks, which means they're taking your damn guns. They're going to give you money for them, but what if you don't want to sell your gun? What if you want to keep it? You ain't got no choice. You're going to sell it to us, and we're taking it. We know you got it because you had to register to buy it. So she's taking your guns. She said that on her mouth. Thank you.
Carrying tiki torches, spewing anti-Semitic hate. And what did the president then at the time say? There were fine people on each side.
And you had some very bad people in that group. But you also had people that were very fine people on both sides. You had people in that group, and you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally. But you had many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists, okay? And the Supreme Court had great courage in doing it.
When he said there was good people on both sides, that was true. They didn't play the part when he said, I'm not talking about the skinheads and the white nationalists. He said they should be condemned. Example, whenever black people have a march, a protest, then you have people showing up, looting, rioting, breaking in stores, throwing bricks and stuff through windows. Those people should be condemned. They're not part of the protest. They're there for something else. Repeat. When Black Lives Matter, when we have black protests, the George Floyd protest, any type of protest where we black people are protesting injustice, you have good people out there protesting. But you also have some people out there looting, stealing, breaking in cars, breaking in houses, breaking in businesses, doing that same protest. Are they part of that protest? Should we group them in with an entire group of people that's out there protesting injustice? Since it's going on during the protest, right? While the fine, good black people out here protesting the right way, should we group them in with the people that's looting, stealing, breaking in cars, doing that same protest? Because that's what the media do. They try to lump them all into one class. During the Black Lives Matter protest, them hooligans and thugs, they out there looting and they out there breaking in cars and houses. They supposed to be protesting. They not part of the group. They're a whole separate thing. They got their own agenda going on. That's what he's saying. You had good people on both sides, but you also had the skinheads and the nationalists out there, like the looters and the other folks during the Black Lives Matter protest, the skinheads and the racists, what have you. They out here doing this gathering, effing things up. It go both ways. Thank you.
Discredit to those 6 justices.
There is no state in this country where it is legal to kill a baby after it's born. Madam Vice President, I want to get your response to President Trump.
No exception. There was a very contentious committee hearing yesterday when Fairfax County.
And this is when Donald Trump was talking about the former governor. This is him talking about abortion after birth.
Will she allow abortion in the 8th month, 9th month, 7th month?
Come on.
Okay, would you do that? Why don't you ask her that question?
Why don't you answer
That's
the question with your
because
veto?
Under Roe v. Wade,
answer the question with your veto.
You could do abortions in the 7th month, the 8th month, the 9th
That's
month,
not true.
and probably after birth. Just look at the former governor of Virginia. The governor of Virginia said, we put the baby aside and then we determine what we want to do with the baby.
President Delegate Kathy Tran made.
First off, Roe v. Wade, legal abortion, it does not say you can't have an abortion after 7 or 8 months. It don't say that. If for some reason they deem it necessary for you to have an abortion at 8 months, you can do it under Roe v. Wade. She would not say, no, it don't. You can have an abortion at any time when abortion is legal, if they determine, you and your physician, that is necessary. Anyway,
her case for lifting restrictions on third trimester abortions, as well as other restrictions now in place. And she was pressed by a Republican delegate about whether her bill would permit an abortion, even as a woman is essentially dilating, ready to give birth. And she answered that it would permit an abortion at that stage of labor. Do you support her measure, and explain her answer?
Yeah, I wasn't there, Julie, and I certainly can't speak for Delegate Tran, but I would tell you first thing I would say, this is why decisions such as this should be made by providers, physicians, and the mothers and fathers that are involved. There are, when we talk about third trimester abortions, these are done with the consent of obviously the mother, with the consent of the physicians, more than one physician, by the way. And it's done in cases where there may be severe deformities, there may be a fetus that's non-viable. So in this particular example, if a mother is in labor, I can tell you exactly what would happen. The infant would be delivered. The infant would be kept comfortable. The infant would be resuscitated if that's what the mother and the family desired. And then a discussion would ensue between the physicians and the mother. So I think this was really blown out of proportion. But again, we want the government not to be involved in these types of decisions. We want the decision to be made by the mothers and their providers. And this is why, Julie, that legislators, most of whom are men, by the way, shouldn't be telling a woman what she should and shouldn't be doing with her body.
And do you think multiple physicians should have to weigh in, as is currently required? She's trying to lift that requirement.
Well, I think it's always good to get a second opinion, and for at least two providers to be involved in that decision, because these decisions shouldn't be taken lightly, and so I would certainly support more than one provider.
All right, let's go back to the phones now for the governor. We're going to talk now with Mike, who's calling.
We're going to call the abortion facility, and I'm going to tell them I'm pregnant with a 32-week fetus, as you say. Hi, I just turned 32 weeks pregnant. Am I able to come in for an abortion ASAP? Can I still have an abortion at 34 weeks?
Yes, ma'am. I just have to do an intake. Do you have about 5 minutes?
Sure, I have 5 minutes. Yeah, I just found out that she could have Down syndrome. I can still have the abortion, right, even though she has Down syndrome?
Yeah, so we just have to do an intake because the doctor...
It doesn't fucking matter. That's late-term abortion, ma'am. That's abortion in the 8th month of pregnancy that's discriminatory based on someone's genetic code. She just confirmed she would commit an abortion on me with my child who's viable and can live outside the womb.
They didn't push back on at all. They came out and said there is no...
Need I say more? The moderators said that there's no state where late-term abortion is legal. We see that's not true. There was no state where it is illegal. As long as abortion is legal, the stage at which you have it is determined by the doctor and the mother. That's not in Roe v. Wade. Roe v. Wade don't give you a cutoff time for an abortion. Your girl lying to you. And y'all ain't gonna check it out and see if she lying. Y'all just gonna go believe whatever she say. Both parties do that, so I ain't gonna just knock Democrats. The Republicans do it too. Whatever they guys say, they believe it, no matter who it is. Next.
Lie. Here's another thing. Governor Tim Walz, babies born alive in botched abortions were left to die. Did he remove the reporting requirements? Facts. All right, let's move on to the defund the police.
She was big on defund the police. In Minnesota, she went...
Where do you stand on defund the police?
Right. So here's the thing. Defund the police. The issue behind it is that we need to reimagine how we are creating safety. And when you have many cities that have 1/3 of their entire city budget focused on policing, we know that is not the smart way and the best way or the right way to achieve safety. For too long, the status quo thinking has been you get more safety by putting more cops on the street. Well, that's wrong.
And then also, again, what we need to do about demilitarizing our schools and taking police officers out of schools. On that point, Donald
In the bloodbath lie.
Trump, the candidate, has said in this election there will be a bloodbath if this and the outcome of this election is not to his liking.
Mexico has taken over a period of 30 years, 34% of the automobile manufacturing business in our country. Think of it, went to Mexico. China now is building a couple of massive plants where they're going to build the cars in Mexico and they think that they're going to sell those cars into the United States with no tax at the border. Let me tell you something to China. If you're listening, President Xi, and you and I are friends, but he understands the way I deal, those big monster car manufacturing plants that you're building in Mexico right now, and you think you're going to get that, you're going to not hire Americans, and you're going to sell the cars to us. Now, we're going to put a 100% tariff on every single car that comes across the line, and you're not going to be able to sell those cars. If I get elected, now if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole, that's going to be the least of it. It's going to be a bloodbath for the country. That'll be the least of it.
I was at the Capitol.
Which is 100% bloodbath refers to the economy. All you got to do is look up the definition of bloodbath. The moderators knew it, but they didn't say anything. They didn't fact check. Why didn't they do that? Let's do it more. January 6th.
Now, they didn't fact check her. One of the reasons is that the lady moderator right there, that's one of her sisters. What a coincidence. Did y'all know that? The moderator is her sorority sister. You know, unity, helping each other make it. Sorority. You really thought, those who knew, a lot of y'all didn't know that, her sorority sister, you know how tight-knit they are. You actually think her sorority sister gonna not help her? That's what they do in life. They help each other. Now here she has one. How bad would it look for her to be the sorority sister that's the moderator that's making that girl look bad by drilling her, asking her tough questions? She got to live once the debate is over. She got to go back into society amongst her other sorority sisters. What would have happened to her and her career and her life if she got on that stage and made Kamala Harris look bad, pressed her on issues, fact-checked her own sorority sister? That shouldn't have been allowed to happen. She shouldn't have been the model. But anyway. I'm going to leave it at that because I don't know if Officer Tatum allows for you to do interaction videos or reaction to his thing. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to monetize this or not. If not, I ain't going to play it. I'm going to whatever. But if if you see this video, he was cool. If not, I'm going to just do this everything on live. The way I ain't got to monetize it. We just do it live and then I just want y'all to see it. I don't care. If I don't get paid on here, I'll do it on live. The way I don't care about getting paid. I just want y'all to see the information of how she lied all the way through the debate. And they didn't fact check her once. So, get it, got it, good. Bye.